Hey, it's Audrey, and welcome back to Squirrel. This episode starts with a simple question: can people change? And quickly tumbles into some of the most difficult moral terrain we've ever explored. I'm joined again by Ellie, Yule, and Annie, and what starts as a conversation about pain becomes a full-on debate about privilege, responsibility, and what it actually means to live a good life. Let's get into it.
Can we talk about can people change?
No,
We should go back to your
have
emotions.
this dip again.
Yeah, and because I've had this dip already, it's gonna be so much easier to get through. It's literally what the guy was talking about. Like the comedian guy. Like when when some like comedy comes in waves and like he's a good comedian because he's been through like self-doubt and creative like valleys, and so he knows that like he has faith in himself to get through it again.
Interesting. But I'd have to say, I don't necessarily think it. I think it makes me confident that I'll get to the other side, but I don't think it makes the like downs any worse.
I agree. I agree.
I feel like it's hard sometimes.
I won't say like the pain is less, but I think like it's really nice to know that in the back of your mind, I can do this.
Do you ever think you will face a valley that you can't get across?
Hopefully not.
I think life is very beautiful if you imagine it. Like every hardship that I go through, I'm prepared for it. I think a very beautiful idea is that every time you go through a hardship, it's like you're a video game character, right? You're only gonna get
levels,
right.
Foot in the door.
Only when you're like sufficiently XP'd up will you go through that hardship. Like people die from heartbreak and things like that.
Don't you think that's like
Too oversimplified?
No, not over. Yeah, maybe. But I was gonna go. If we're only experienced for a hardship, that's a very like
predeterministic. How I see it is, yes, someone can work really hard and then get like that reward, and that's yes, it looks like they worked for it. But there are also stories of people who didn't work hard and they just got it. Like people who win the lottery, for example. Or there's people who work so hard and yet they didn't get it. And to me, I think it really is about the better story idea, because like with a God, you can explain like God gave all of these things because God has a plan, like this is the best thing for them during that time. But otherwise, it like is a sort of like random universe, and to me that's scary. If everything's happening randomly, like why do I even try?
That's where, like you said, dangerous. That's a really interesting take on it, I think.
First, I would rather believe in the randomness
Really?
of it. Yeah. Honestly, I enjoyed reading Life of Pi, but I think if I make a movie, I'm gonna film it the real way. We gotta see how the reality actually works. But the thing is, even though, as Cole said, we are all blessed and we can have this opportunity, it is blessed, of course. What we need to do is thank it, not thank it and then return it back to the people.
What do you mean?
So, I always thought that if I don't have the ability now to influence a lot of people, the whole world, because I'm still a teenager. But if I get all this help from the institution and all the luck that I've achieved, I can help people get to my place. And I want to do that. And believing in just God, I think, is dangerous. Is because you just thank God and then go on with your life, not thinking about the consequences you had, not thinking about how much luck you had from the beginning. You just thank it, and then that's all.
So maybe it's more of like you're thanking God for putting you in this, for giving you a life in the circumstances that you are, because yes,
It's an excuse.
Yeah, like you either made the most of your circumstances or you didn't, but you got an outcome that you're proud of or happy of, etc., whatever you're thankful of, and so you thank God for putting you in the place to have the ability to have that outcome, maybe less than for making that outcome.
Here's another thought bubble. There's a quotation from the Bible that says, "What do you really gain if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul?" And the first time I read that, I was like, what the heck is this guy's going crazy? I don't know what he's talking about. And then
What do you mean?
I thought about it. What do you think it means?
I feel like this is not like common thought, but like when you said that, I immediately thought of money, but this money by happiness, like that kind of thought, and like.
Yeah, I think.
Does
of course not.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Cool. No?
Yeah, I mean, I think like
I low-key disagree though. I think to an extent at this point,
extent.
because if you have money, then you don't have to worry about other things, so you can in turn find happiness easier.
Yeah.
So, or like, for example, that I like to use a lot is like right now, like my family's very fortunate, and my mom is really struggling with what's going on in our country, but she has the amenities to be able to get these farm animals. We live on this beautiful farm, and she can detach from this pain and find happiness, which was only something she was able to have because of the fact that we are financially stable. And that's what I think about a lot, like nowadays, especially with the uncertainty of the trajectory of our country. Like money is something that brings stability, and although if you're really rich, that doesn't necessarily mean you will be happy. I think it is easier to find happiness in that way.
Yeah, in terms of like soul, like I think enriching your soul often comes with enriching your life, but the two don't necessarily have to sum it up, I guess. I agree with you. But I also agree with you. I think I'd rather be poor and in love than rich and alone.
Maybe I'm too idealistic if I hear others say. But I don't know why, but I always thought that money means unmoralness. I have that somehow.
Like money's immoral?
That's
To an extent.
a logic that has been ingrained. So for me, like obviously you guys maybe won't relate to this, but like one of my favorite like biblical verses is that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get in heaven. So it's like morally, it is wrong, but then also morally, are we all wrong? Because like in the grand scheme of Earth, we're like incredibly privileged.
Yeah.
That verse came out because they started to become so immoral in the Middle Ages. They started buying the tickets to heaven. Yeah, capitalism. Yeah. Maybe that's the reason why I also think that money means immoral. Maybe that verse somehow came into my life somehow.
I think where money gets immoral is, again, like means versus ends idea. Money as a means is fine, right? Having money because you're using it to buy other things, like you're buying commodities or whatever. But I think once money becomes the ends, you want money just because you want money.
Money, that's
But to me, it's not a necessity for us to be on horses' birth or to dress with more expensive like clothes or any clothes than what we have on right now. I think that there's so much that we have. It's like we're extremely like immoral. I don't know.
Peter Singer is a philosopher who advocates his philosophy for, he says, he has a solution to world poverty. And his solution says everybody who has income above this level donates this X percentage. And if that happens, we don't have world poverty anymore. And then in his philosophy, he literally says, okay, so now pick up this phone, call this number, and donate this much if you have this much income. And in our maps class, because none of you guys are in maps, everyone read that. And during that class, we were discussing it. And Mr. Kerr asked us, did any of you guys pick up the phone and donate this amount of money? Nobody did.
Because they know that other people are not going to do that.
Inertia, in a way. It's like Cole. I agree with you. There's a certain guilt, right? Like we are privileged, but because we're privileged, someone is not. But it's also, are we doing anything?
No, we're not. That's why we're bad. That's why
that's an interesting thought, though. I don't think because we're generally, I don't think because we're privileged, someone else isn't. Like, I think, yes, there are definitely some cases because someone is privileged, someone else isn't. But I think, like, net of the whole world, like, obviously, the people who are privileged can do something about people who aren't privileged, but I don't think inherently us being born privileged causes someone else to not be privileged. You know what I mean? So I think it's up to us to use our privilege to give back to everyone else.
That raises the question of, are we morally responsible for those who aren't privileged?
We are strongly morally responsible for that.
I think it depends on the situation. I think that there are cases where we do have a responsibility to give back more because we can, if you're in that situation where you can give back more. But I don't necessarily think every single thing that happens to people who aren't as privileged is our job to fix. Obviously we can help, but I think it's hard to want to help when there's no attachment whatsoever.
Yeah.
Do you know, if it's something that's in your community or around you.
I think you're thinking about this very pragmatically. What if it was more theoretical?
If it was more theoretical, I do think that there's an issue with like people unwilling to give up their wealth, because I think a lot of people feel there's cases
Their
where people
identity is
feel
tied to it.
and they've worked really hard
like,
and
I worked for this. Why
would I give it up? And I think that's a problem that I just don't think people are willing to give up.
Yeah. I think it's okay for you to need that feel of connection. I don't think we need to help someone all the way around the world. You can help someone who's next to you.
Yeah.
That's the moral.
But Audrey said specifically everyone less privileged than us, and you immediately said yes.
Yes.
So that would include people around the world. No?
In my opinion, like, I would help anyone that is less privileged. I would try to help. If I have what? I don't. Yeah.
Oh, it's a very balanced
It's very
conversation.
balanced. So let's even out the
We're just talking about philosophy.
I am idealistic.
yeah, just Lynn.
But like Cole
We're
asked,
talking about
why do you not then?
Yes, we're talking
What's
about
up?
if like
Cole said, why not?
Why not? I know that.
duty
I don't.
to
I feel the same, right? Like, we should.
are we morally
Okay,
And
let's,
yet,
let's
none of
donate.
us are doing
Let's donate right now.
Okay. I think
It's not my money.
The fact that our question is about morally responsible shows why it's not going to happen. We're not going to make significant change as we are, because we shouldn't think of it as a responsibility. I don't know. Like we talked about earlier, whether you need wealth to be happy. Maybe that's your fulfillment, is if you can actually help others. Because why do we not help? Like none of us do.
We will help. I have hope in that.
No, but
If we
But
have
on a large
we
scale,
that is
I think that I think I can confidently say that most people at this school, once we make our own money, they will give back to somebody at some point in their life or regularly. I think the issue is not the fact that we will do it, it's the fact that I don't believe that majority of wealthy people will. I don't want to make this political, but I think it's like we can literally look at our president right now, and he is not concerned about anybody except for that top percent of people, and he is making more wealth for them, and they are not giving back to the underprivileged people in our country. And like on a large scale, I don't think they will, because they don't feel like they have to, and it's just that selfish nature that they have, and it's just how they were raised, and there's nothing we can do to fix that, but we can do our part to help.
But quite frankly, like I agree. Like I hate like Elon Musk, like more than you could imagine.
I hate you.
Like
Fast.
yeah.
Yes, I hate him.
But like proportionately,
Do you not
we
hate
don't give
him?
away most of our money either. Like the
think
U.S.
he's a
dollar
net
is so
positive?
valuable, and we keep it for ourselves. Like we don't give it. Like we're all here. If we actually care, we want to be here.
But I feel like we
Like,
can't. We
there's
can't.
so much money in some places,
I
and
think-
we keep it. Like we're not much. Obviously, I know Elon Musk.
We lost this one.
Like I would never understand how you can come from a poor country and just leave it. But I
Oh
don't,
yeah, you got that South African side too, so you really.
no, it's seriously. That's a country with
Close from South
49%
Wait, really, Cole?
unemployment. My dad is. I don't morally. I hate him. I don't understand how you can leave that. But I do the same thing because my dad did the same
smaller
thing.
scale.
But none of us donate half of our money anyway. We only need less than to
But
survive.
I think the point is that you recognizes that I have confidence in the fact that if you are financially stable in the future, you can't donate all your money just because there's so much instability. Hypothetically, you could make all this money and you could give it all away, but
Keep it theoretical though.
theoretically, I just think you can't.
Keep it pragmatic.
Yeah, I think you can't. Like theoretically, you could say yes. Oh, I would give myself. I think realistically you can't do that. You have to have an emergency fund. You have to have these funds set away, and the hope is that even though we are privileged and we are putting all this money into us, the hope that we get the return that we want, and then we can give back to these places.
Like I think this comes down to the question: are we morally responsible for underprivileged? And while I would say generally we have I don't think we're responsible to them. Like I think we're more responsible to ourselves than we are to other people.
Numbers, I'll use it as an example, but South Africa is like top 5 wealthiest countries in Africa. Their technical unemployment is like 33%. Like 20% of that country works 2 to 3 months a year because they're picking fruit, and then they're jobless the other months of the year. So 8 to 9 months of the year, it's like 50% unemployment. That's absurd.
Okay, okay, Cole, I'm not smart.
No, like we choose to like ignore stuff like so often.
Because
we could survive with so much less. Like people have second homes at the school and like third homes at the school. We don't need that. Like, myself included, I'm probably like the worst because I don't give it much at all.
But I
then why do you don't have to blame that?
Yeah. Blame yourself. You don't have to blame yourself. I think another issue is that like a lot of people like they make this money and they indulge in themselves because they were able to make this money and they worked hard. And I don't think you can blame yourself because of someone. Like I agree that we shouldn't ignore it completely, but I don't think you can blame yourself for someone else's suffering.
But to be honest, I haven't earned much. You know, like we're all in high school, so quite frankly, none of us pay for our living. I don't think any of us have earned it. Maybe it's too cynical, but I think there's like a cultural problem. Is that we have this thought, where obviously we know that it's a lot of luck and stuff, but if we give away like $1,000 a year or whatever, like we're set because we did our good deed. But it's like we're not like better at the end of the day than like some of those wealthy people. It's just as much as I hate them, it's like we're still giving away just as much of what's valuable to us.
I want to bring that back to what Annie's saying about theoretical, because I think fundamentally we're discussing, like when you ask, are you responsible for someone like less privileged than you? I feel like all of us in this room instinctively, our answer is yes.
But why is the answer yes?
Right.
The answer is yes because of society.
Why is our answer yes? Let's just think about that.
Empathy of human beings.
Yeah. Is it society or empathy of human beings?
I think it's a little bit of both, and I also think it's how you've been raised. Because I think my parents have always raised me to know the value of a dollar bill and know that like I am very privileged. Like I am not afraid to say it. I know I'm privileged. I know going to school is a huge sacrifice, and I think the issue is that a lot of people they just are so clueless, and then they just don't care. And it gets to a point where they're so clueless they just don't care because it's like, how does that affect
So it's
me?
like, do you think it's a lack of self-awareness?
Yeah.
Do you think? But I think everybody feels guilty.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
think
so?
people think this
Elon
is my
Musk
check
does
and
not
I'm
feel
done.
guilty.
Really?
Elon, I'm sorry.
No.
I hate Elon.
Everyone.
Before we keep, why do you like Elon?
Yo,
Do you think he's a net positive, like Tesla and space? Is that like your thought process? Or
who does Tesla help? Well,
The
like
world
the
thing.
world? Well,
Not
I'm just
the
saying,
world,
like,
it has-
I'm
it
saying
has to-
climate change. It's,
But there's other affordable cars that are.
yeah, but he pioneered that industry. Like,
No,
that's,
but where do you?
But he I don't know.
Where do you
I
get?
agree. I hate
Wait,
it.
what were you gonna say? We're getting real far.
We're looking Elon in a emotional way. Elon is like a genius. More than you guys, more than I think.
Sure, yeah.
But that doesn't put
Same
value
smart.
on him. Yes,
I don't think so.
I think he's.
If we're talking about contributions to society, is that weird?
I still say negative.
I agree.
But I think what he's doing now really negatively contributes to society.
We know that we're privileged. Why don't we know that all these technology we use is also a privileged thing? Like having a place to live in, having a road, that's all based off of technology, right?
Yeah.
We don't, since we are all born in as a baby who had their phone from birth, we don't realize how much technology has helped humans overall.
But and he's gonna change the world
I don't think.
with technology.
Okay, maybe there's more than
So
he
like
does, but
Elon Musk's impacts Elon Musk.
three non-political things that I know he's done are SpaceX, Tesla, PayPal, and PayPal's a convenience, so you can say that's nice, but it doesn't help. Like, it's just a convenience. Tesla, environmentally nice,
Tesla has net positive.
but where the batteries come from, and that.
And actually, the production of the
We
cars
can
is
go into
like
that if we
worse
wanted to,
than the
yeah.
production of a regular car. It's just like longer term. Yes, it will be better, but why wouldn't you just get like the Honda then, or the GMC? That's the less expensive but the same
I think
technology.
SpaceX speaks for itself. Like, that seems useless.
I want to go from Yule's perspective and say
We don't
we're
want to explore space. Now when we have people suffering on Earth.
That's a whole other
okay. That's a very loaded question. We're completely evaluating him based on his contributions to people.
Like Yule is. I think us
We are not.
Are you not evaluating him based on how much contribution?
I still think he's a
I think
when you say like,
morally.
do you like Elon Musk? I could say I actually would disagree with you two. I think you two hate. I think not hate, but I think you like would say his
No, I hate
contributions
him.
and him are bad. I think he's very bad, but I think there's an argument for his contributions.
Yeah, I can get
I agree his technology has helped and his contributions are great, but I think I can't separate that from his.
So this is
What
a
he's done
separate art from the
morally.
artist type of.
Yeah, and I just can't. And I think, like, literally every time I see a Tesla, I think of him and what a terrible person he
That's true.
is.
I think
And
that's
I'm
true.
like,
Hey,
I hate him so much.
that you gotta.
Do you hate Alexander the Great? He killed a bunch of
Emotion-
people, but he
emotion-
pioneered
you
human
gotta-
society.
But I
You
don't
gotta
see
separate that
Alexander the
emotion.
Great every day. Like, I don't see something that reminds
So
me
wait,
of Alexander
what did he
the
do do
Great
that
every
is
day.
so like? Why do you?
Don't even get me started on this road, bro.
Like just like you, I think the biggest thing is like using other people to gain even more wealth. With when he's like worth like trillions of dollars.
Okay, this is something crazy that he's doing. This is like something unrelated and not even the worst thing that he does. Do you know that he's basically trying to get like a bunch of women pregnant to start his own like smart army of people. Like he has like
14.
He has like 14 kids, but he claims are his.
Yeah.
But he has more.
Like morally, it's pretty objective that he's bad.
That's just disgusting.
Okay, regardless.
So we dislike him because he's selfish.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
that's a
that
good.
too.
Do we actually know? Has it made it to the media what he's done to South Africa? Apparently, they're under attack with 90% of the wealth and only 7% population. But also, he's put the country in an economic standstill because he's cut them off from the U.S. and sanctioned them from Russia because their only alliance before was Russia. So they pretty much just have to choose. And then also, what was it? Oh yeah, I forgot my third point. But it's really, I don't see how we can like as a human being. I don't like that. Also, he cut off 17% of AIDS combating funds. Or the US was contributing to 17% of fighting AIDS, and they cut that off. And to me, there's no moral reasoning behind
I also
that.
think the contributions of him to the decline of the state of our government also is,
Okay,
I think selfish is a good, can we go back to, why do we feel like we should serve the underprivileged?
Yeah.
Is it because we are empathetic? But actually, that's the whole question, but, a more pointed, do you think everyone has empathy?
Let me ask, what would you prioritize as human existence's goal over helping one another? Would you say helping yourself first? To me, that seems selfish.
Personally, I think this is probably maybe not a hot take, but if I could choose whether everyone if I could choose, solving everyone's housing, everyone's water, money, etc., or having everyone be in love, have happiness, I would choose that. I think, I think, love and happiness and, more importantly, meaning in your life is more important than... I think you can find meaning in your life through helping other people, but I don't think that's the only way to find it, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong if you don't choose that path.
So
I agree that I think if you're wealthy, you should donate, whatever. But I don't think it's immoral to not focus even a part of your life towards helping others.
but I know you're talking a lot, but is it like
No, go ahead.
we should if someone I don't know if someone seems happy but they're in like a bad state, like maybe if we got switched lives with them, we'd be very unhappy. Like you think we would leave them? I'm wondering. Like if they seem like content, but like they're in like a
This goes
slum
back
or
to our
something
very
like
first
that.
thing.
Like,
Do you
what do we
understand
do?
suffering if you haven't understood? Yeah.
I think it like goes to show that like some people are able to find happiness, and just because one person's happy in a situation that you wouldn't be happy in doesn't mean that they can't
Their
be
happiness
happy.
is less happy than yours.
I feel like sometimes, like as much as I will myself to be happy. I don't know if you guys feel the same. You're just in such a bad mood. You just want to be happy so bad. You like will yourself to feel that way, but you just can't. Like it's just like,
I think it's actually like what I've like recently what I've been leaning more towards is that I think like you said life is beautiful before. I think it's really true. And I think all parts of life are beautiful. Like life is beautiful because it has all parts of it. You have to feel them. You have to sit it and you have to experience it or it's not going to get better. And I think that's really true, and being able to be comfortable sitting in those really difficult and like uncomfortable, not even just emotions, but like conversations like this, and just stepping out of your comfort zone. Like people always say, like, you're never gonna get better at anything or become more broadened if you never step out of your comfort zone. And I feel like that's what makes life so beautiful, is because you have to go through those hard times to experience the happiness.
The best truth.
Guys, one at a time.
I think just adding on to that, because earlier I wanted to mention, like, the reason I brought up the quote about losing or gaining the whole world but losing your own soul was, like, when we talk about earning rewards or, like, getting rewarded for actions, I think often our human mindset is very limited. So our definition of success, for example, can be very material, or, like, this person's really happy because he has, like, a family, a stable income, and like, a family they love. But sometimes, like, failure, just like we said, love is beautiful. Failure, that, I think we were talking about this earlier, like, failure can be a blessing.
It is a blessing.
It is a
blessing.
So what if, it is the mindset, like, what if we look at some of these, although I lost, let's say I lost the game, but I gained perseverance. I like, got a bad score on my test, but I gained something else. I think often, like, our definition of success is very limited. And that can hinder us, because we might be upset about something when really, like, it was meant to give us something.
Thanks for sticking around. These conversations don't come with clean answers, but maybe that's the point. Whether or not we're responsible for everyone else's pain, maybe asking the question is a kind of beginning. Follow Squirrel and share this episode with someone who always plays devil's advocate.